Am I going to keep diving? Is this it for my diving career? Yes, it's true. From what you may have seen, I did not qualify for the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. And I kind of feel like a part of me has been taken away. You train for so long and you focus on these goals for such a long period of time that you visualize, you prepare physically, mentally, emotionally to go to these trials and make the team. And then when you miss out, it's heartbreaking. I just flew home from my Australian Olympic trials and we had a week of competition to see who from the country would go through to Paris. The event I was trialing for was the men's 10-meter platform, the same event I went to the Olympics for in Tokyo 2021. Now we do 3 rounds and all 3 rounds of 6 dives come together and the top 2 highest scores go through to the Olympics. Now, I didn't make the team, but I wanted to go through my dives with you guys and talk through how I was feeling, what I was thinking, and why I've missed out on this Olympic Games. So my first competition was on the Saturday, and this was the preliminary, but every dive counts because it all adds up to that final score. Now, I always start the competition with my back twist because it's a comfortable dive. You're standing there. I'm very confident with it. And it was pretty solid. Not incredible, but it was a solid dive. Now my next dive was my front 3.5 pike. And again, it wasn't terrible. It was actually a solid dive that I was quite happy with as well. I did make a mistake on my 3rd dive of the competition, my reverse 3.5. I kicked a little bit early and went short. And in these kind of events, any mistake really hits you hard because all those scores are combined towards the end of the try. So that was really upsetting, especially quite early into the competition, but you have no choice but just to keep pushing on and focus on the next dive and just try to forget about what happened, move on and take control of what you have in front of you, which is the next dive. My next dive was my back 3.5 and I was happy with it. It was a little bit short, a little bit loose coming out of the dive. It could have been sharper and stronger, but as a whole, good dive with a good entry. It's what you want. My next dive was my handstand. Now this one is fairly consistent for me and it was solid. It could have been sharper on the entry with less splash, but not too bad. And my last dive, my Inward 3.5, my absolute pet dive. I love this one. It was solid. The preliminary was okay. It wasn't great. It was very far from a personal best, but it wasn't terrible either. The next day, we had our semi-finals. And we come in to do the same dives all over again. So I was opening up with me back twist. And again, it was a solid dive. Okay takeoff, good entry, happy days. I then had me front 3.5 pike. Solid takeoff, again, good entry. It could have been a little sharper, but no major mistakes. I then had me reverse 3.5, which again, I made a mistake and went short. Now it was really frustrating because in training, this is one of my best dives. But both competitions, prelim and semi-final, I made a small mistake. So that was frustrating. But I had to move on to my back 3.5, and I was pretty happy with this. You can always have less splash, but as a whole, it was a pretty good dive. I had me handstand, which was solid, consistent, a little bit over, but nothing major. And then me Inward 3.5, which, to be honest, I wasn't super happy with because it went a tad short. And the semi-finals were okay. They were just a bit mediocre. Nothing was incredible. Nothing was terrible. But it just didn't flow really well. And that's just the way it goes. We had to then go home, reset, and we came back to the pool in the afternoon for the finals. Now, all the scores are combined. So at this point, I was a fair few points behind. I am sitting in 3rd place, but I need to be in top 2 to move through. But you never give up. You never know what can happen, and you always keep fighting, no matter what. I was feeling great in the finals. My training had been good, and I was ready to attack it. My back twist was solid. I moved on to my front 3.5 pike, another solid dive. My reverse 3.5, I was determined to nail it this time because I'd missed it twice in comp already, and it went down. I was really happy with it. It could have been more confident in the kick, But as a whole, I really enjoyed hitting that dive. Having back 3.5, which was a little bit loose in the come out, but again, a fairly solid dive. Then I had my handstand, which I actually missed in this round, which was kind of annoying because that is typically one of my most consistent ones. And my final dive for the Olympic trials, my in with 3.5, I just wanted to finish on a good one, and I did just that. It's my favorite dive. Now, my competition wasn't terrible. It wasn't great. It was a long way from a personal best, but I just got outdove on the day. The other divers did really well, and on the day, they beat me. And that's the way sport goes. Even when I'm there, I just think I'm grateful to be here and to be fighting with these guys for these spots. The top 2 go through to the Olympics. I came 3rd, missing out by 1 position, and it hurts. It's really hard. It's a hard pill to swallow. And these guys did really well. They did really well. And in moments of difficulty, you rely on your team and your support network. And I'm really grateful to have a fantastic family, friends who were down there to support me, and of course my coaches. And having that support network that's with you through the highest of highs and the biggest losses imaginable in sport is crucial for feeling supported, because I walk away knowing that these guys are behind me no matter what. So it's done. What now? You come up with a new plan, you set new goals, and you come back. I love making videos and content, and I love my diving. And while I have a little bit more free time, I'm going to invest more effort and time into creating content, because it's something that I get a lot of enjoyment and a lot of happiness out of. Am I going to keep diving? Is this it for my diving career? No. I love the sport. I enjoy the training. I enjoy the people I train with. I enjoy the community. There's one thing left in diving that I haven't achieved that I still want to, and that is winning an Olympic medal. Now you got to make the Olympics first to do that. So that's my goal for the Olympics in Los Angeles in 2028. Now I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I know if you have a goal and you have a good team around you, anything is possible. And the divers that are going and achieve their dreams, I congratulate you guys, and I know that it's going to be an incredible, incredible Olympic Games. I shared on social media about the fact that I hadn't made the team, and even that can be difficult to do. You have to be honest with people about what's happened and keep moving forward as best as you can. And I really feel for my coaches too, because they're with me day in and day out on pool deck. They invest into us, they believe into us. And when I don't make the team, sometimes my coach doesn't make it as well. So you think about everyone, not just yourself, but it's the whole team that puts you there and that you represent, and you want to support and you want to win for these guys as well. But that just needs to be used as fuel to keep moving forward and to keep being a better diver. But having my support network during the most difficult times reminds me that it's not everything. At the end of the day, it's one goal, it's sport. And having the people around me is what I'm most grateful for during a time like this. And that really shows me that the real value in life is the people around you, your friends, your family. That's the most important thing. We set new goals and we have new challenges and we go out and chase the next thing that we want to achieve. And you have to pivot. You got to set new goals when one is taken away. But what is truly valuable in this life, from what I've learned, is the people we have around us. Thank you guys for being here. I really do appreciate each and every one of you and your support. Now, there's some very exciting things coming up nonetheless, and I'm looking forward to diving into those and sharing them with you guys.